Thousands of deaths, doping scandals, and immense cruelty. Horse racing seems like a largely innocent sport that is in fact brutal and exploitative. The truth about horse racing is about to get deep fat fried.
Hi everyone, it's your old pal Mickey here with a direct order. I mean an option that you are strongly encouraged to take advantage of. You will click the link below. You will subscribe to the Pessimist Productions Patreon. I mean, if you wanna, wink wink, there's more content there than, well, you could swing a dead toddler at. Exclusive shows, exclusive streams, hours of exclusive content. Why aren't you clicking? Why aren't you subscribing to the Pessimist Productions Patreon? You're making Mickey sad.
I know where this one came from. I know why Scotty's doing this one. I know why.
Because I, of my own volition,
Yes.
decided to look into this important matter.
Agreed. I would never claim anything different, Scotty.
So, actually, Scotty's wife, Taylor, loves horses, right? Super obsessed with horses.
Oh, yeah.
She used to love horse racing. Actually, Scotty was the one that was that told her, that sport's kind of fucking exploitative or whatever the fuck.
Everything I read about it was always negative. It was like, these horses have died. I didn't really look into it too much, but I'm like, everything I've just heard or seen at a cursory glance is that it's like horrible. And she's like, no, it's not. Blah, blah, blah. Horses love running. And then blah, blah. And I'm like, well, it's not like they're just running. Like, there's more to it than that.
Yeah, there was that crazy dude that raised those race horses, and his daughter was like a crazy demon and ended up on that videotape. You remember that shit? She ended up on that video.
Crazy demon?
Yeah, she was on that videotape that if you watched it, she would come back and kill you in 7 days.
Oh, shit. Fucking bitch.
Remember that shit, dude? Her dad was a racehorse fucking guy, remember?
Oh,
not shocking. Not at all shocking.
Bastards.
Go to the next image, please, TJ.
I don't want to.
Next slide, please.
This is a depressing episode. I'm on protest.
Oh, don't miss my
what is that from, TJ?
That's from The Ring, right?
No, next slide, please.
Oh, I don't know.
Next slide, please.
Next slide.
I don't know what that's from.
Catch me if you can.
Oh, okay.
You don't know movies, TJ.
You suck at movie
You don't know
quotes.
movies.
I'm gonna do it.
yeah,
You know what? My next long episode is going to be an episode about famous movie quotes, and it's going to test TJ. And if he doesn't get at least 20 points, he has to give half of his income split evenly between me and Scotty.
That seems completely fair and eminently reasonable.
You guys suck.
You know who this is, TJ? You know this is Paul? Any idea?
No, I don't.
This is Wilhelm Bolterschmidt.
That is correct. No, this is Bob Baffert, a former jockey, world-renowned trainer, and a total cheat. I mean, of course. So in March 2020, horse racing's, arguably most recognizable figure and Hall of Famer trainer, Bob Baffert, declared that his sport was in crisis. Obviously, a good choice of words, We're in crisis, an epidemic. We got all these things going on. Federal prosecutors had just indicted more than 24 trainers, veterinarians, and others on charges related to doping horses, a seismic event in a sport already reeling from a well-publicized spat of horse deaths and perpetually dwindling revenue. I have a quote from Baffert here. Nothing is more important than the health and safety of our equine and human athletes. That's laughable, Baffert said. And nothing impacts their health and safety more than the policies and procedures concerning drugs.
I like drugs.
Right.
Give me drugs, Scotty.
Right. They're deeply concerned. Bob Baffert is deeply concerned about those policies. The bold statement appeared to put Baffert on the right side of history. By the end of the year, then President and genius Donald Genius Trump had signed into law the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Act. which promised to reform the sport.
Close the door on any controversy.
Yeah, look, the president has acted, or some would say the true president
has acted.
So if you're have a conservative bent, you're looking at this. Your great president at the time, Donald Genius Trump, signed this act. But the Stars trainer, sudden support belied the fact that Baffert had for years been entangled with the very problems he blamed for the sport's potential demise: drugs, dead horses, and a senseless regulatory system. Nothing says that more than the fact that Bob had found himself in a whirlwind of controversy with the revelation that the latest Kentucky Derby winner, Medina Spirit, trained by Baffert, failed the drug test after the Derby. Whoops! Questioning the authenticity of the win. The horse was dope.
Bob Baffert had no idea that horse was fucking taking those drugs. Okay?
Of course not.
He had no fucking idea. That horse of its own volition went out and got those drugs.
What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got you. Painkillers too? Bob Baffert's like looking, let me throw some more hay in there for you. Where did Medina Spirit go? Oh, he's going for his evening walk, I guess. At least 74 horses have died in Baffert's care in his home state of California since the year 2000. More than all but 2 of the hundreds of trainers in the state, according to the Washington Post analysis of data and public records. It's only 2 people who've done worse than him. But when factoring in the number of races run, Baffert's horses have died at the highest rate of the 10 trainers who have had the most horse deaths. So Bob Baffert's the king of fucking horse death.
Let's see, what's this article?
Oh,
Churchill
no.
Downs bans Bob Baffert after second positive drug test for Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit.
I can't believe that. It must be a typo. What?
But he was in favor of the law, though.
But yeah, he wanted like the Horse Reform Act, right?
He's on the right side of history.
Yeah, because remember, he's actually the one who convinced...
Says he's had 5 horses fail drug tests.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he has anything to do with it. I think he just has a bunch of fucking junky horses that you're going out there and getting fucking some like performance-enhancing horse drugs.
Listen, this is more about the culture of stress that we put on our athletes. These horses are clearly going out and engaging in these drug binges without Bob Baffert's knowledge. And look, dude, I mean, what can you do? He does everything he can, but
I mean, he supported the law to regulate the shit. You know, he fucking was pals with Donald Trump. They high-fived each other and patted each other on the ass. I mean,
they got it done, right?
What more can be fucking done, Scotty? What more do you want from this man?
So
here's like a little death chart.
So dead horses per 1,000 starts. The trainers with the most deaths in California since 2000. We talked about Bob Baffert on top, 74 deaths out of 8,900 starts.
You know, fucking Jeff Bond down here at number 2, pretty much at the same rate.
Yeah,
but he fucking avoids it just because that little few points, this or that, is like, whoosh, you know,
just not as famous, not as well known. But I mean, as you see, this is a common thing in the industry here because I mean, a lot of racing starts. I mean, you got this one, but you even have this other guy, Jerry Hollendorfer. He had 19,000 starts and had less deaths.
You know, like what's supposed to happen though, Scotty? Are these horses supposed to be fucking immortal or something? Horse is not allowed to fucking die.
I don't think that anyone
the life and death cycle, natural part of fucking.
I don't think anyone's arguing horses
Scotty
shouldn't die.
Well, then why are you fucking holding these horse deaths against this poor man? He's got a lot of horses. Sometimes a horse dies.
Why
it's
would we?
Tragic.
So why would we hold it against an industry that clearly exploits and ends up killing all these animals? Why would we hold that against them? Because they don't need to die. Their deaths are largely unnecessary. That's why. Horse racing was, and is still one of the most cruelest sports concocted by humanity.
These aren't horses, Scotty.
Yeah, these are little mini horses. These are greyhounds, TJ.
These are not horses. This is supposed to be about horse racing. Those aren't horses, Scotty. Those are dogs.
Yep, those are greyhounds.
Different
TJ.
Species, Scotty.
DJ, thank you. And that's a little fake rabbit right there.
That's not even the same species of animal, bro.
Back in the day, though, TJ,
cute.
Greyhound racing wasn't banned because people got together and realized it was wrong. It was wrong what we done.
Yeah, it's just the people in charge of it were not.
They were making enough money.
They weren't well connected enough.
Well, they were making enough money. They were actually losing money.
Okay.
The industry basically had to hit the point where they were losing $3 million a year for them to go, well, let's give people a token thing. You know what, guys? Let's go ahead and ban Greyhound racing. Gotta do it. for the dogs.
But really, it's just because it's not even successful.
It wasn't
They're just
profitable.
like, we're not even making money on this shit.
The horse industry in the United States, however, contributes $39 billion in direct economic impact to the U.S. economy and supports 1.4 million jobs on a full-time basis.
Shit.
Yep. So basically, this is only banned not because of we care about the animals or the government did right for once. And actually, Taylor set me up last night. She's like, "Why do you think they banned it?" I'm like, "People came together." I gave her like some nice grandiose speech. She's like, "No, I just didn't make any money, so it wasn't worth it anymore." So they basically just like threw these people a bone. I mean, no pun intended. That was like, here you go. We banned it.
And all the greyhounds were killed.
That actually does happen quite a bit. Here's a question for you, TJ. Is horse racing ethical? What do you think? Ethical?
I mean,
from what you understand about it, do you think it's ethical?
this horse looks like he's pretty happy, right?
Looks happy to you?
Yeah, you know, he's getting
Look at him.
whipped. You know? He's got a
Horses
midget on
love
his
being
back.
Whipped. He's
Getting
got
whipped.
a midget.
I mean, most horses are pretty fucking masochistic, my understanding, you know? So, yeah, I think the horse is pretty happy here. Looks happy.
So, some of the excuses that have been made about whipping horses during races that a horse has thicker skin, or it's a training tool. It's encouragement to run faster. I mean, that could right. I mean, look, if someone was on your back and they whipped you, TJ, you'd probably run faster, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially if they were like, run faster.
Well, let's take a look at that. Some of these little phrases and explanations.
Okay.
So first is a horse has thicker skin. It's got thicker skin, TJ. So you hit that horse, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
This is generally followed up with a statement that the horse doesn't feel it like we do. It don't really feel pain the same way. Not only is this categorically false.
Here's the horse and human skin comparison,
Yeah.
I guess.
As we can see here. So correct me if I'm wrong, TJ, but it doesn't seem like a horse has thinner skin.
Yeah, actually, it looks like the horses have a thinner skin than humans do. But it's tougher skin.
Oh, it's tougher skin.
Yeah, it's tougher.
Yeah,
That's
you
what they
can
meant by
see
thicker.
how you can see the toughness level of that skin is way higher.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
horses actually have a thinner top layer of skin with more nerve endings and sensory fibers than humans.
Fake news.
Fake news. This finding leads scientists to believe horses may actually feel more pain than humans. Oh well, not a big deal, right? How about it's a training tool? So maybe it has thinner skin, but still, it's got to get trained. Well, you have to agree that whips are a training tool. They do not seem to be a training tool that we think they are. Whips or crops used as aids by tapping lightly in dressage, another form of a horse competition, are not harmful. The use of crops in races has shown no efficacy at all.
So the horse don't run any faster because you got it.
No. So because the next one we're going to have is it makes them run faster. This is considered fundamental to racing integrity in a billion-dollar industry that relies on gambling. All parties, including punters, trainers, breeders, and owners, want to know they want to know that the horse they've backed will be given every opportunity to win. So it's like, you know, obviously, look, if you're going to bet on a horse, like you want the horse they're doing everything possible to make sure this motherfucker is going to cross the finish line first, or whatever placement you have bet on. They are wrong. Data was collected by researchers in Australia by studying 2 years' worth of whip-free horse races in Great Britain. The hands and reels races, as they're called, series restricts whipping except in emergency situations. For the study,
What kind of emergency situation? Like, all right, you're not allowed to whip your horse unless it's an emergency. Like, what would constitute that emergency where it's like, well, time to
probably
use the whip.
endangerment to the jockey or other riders or something.
The horse goes crazy and attacks somebody, you can whip it then?
I'm guessing. I don't think horses tend to attack people very often, but
What
I guess
if a
that would be an
problem's
emergency.
going on?
Yeah, the horse looks happy to be being whipped by that piece of shit.
Like
If a horse comes along, you must whip it.
yeah, if something's going wrong, can you whip it?
I guess for an emergency.
Whip it into shape.
So for the study, analysts looked at reports from more than 67 whip-free races and compared them to 59 traditional or whipping permitted races involving the same horses and jockeys. They looked at the movement of the horses throughout the course, interference between horses, veterinary issues, obviously, so they have health issues, and of course, finish times. With their data compiled, researchers determined that the horses showed no distinguishable differences between the races where they were whipped and those where they weren't.
Well, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Scotty.
So it doesn't really make much of a difference, it seems. But
But you know what? It's tradition, Scotty. What about tradition? What about the vaunted tradition of beating that
you
horse
could
while
argue
you're riding?
tradition. Like, well, traditionally we whipped horses, but now we have the knowledge that shows that it's not necessary, and it makes.
Well,
no
you know
difference.
what? If we fucking were able to change course just because some knowledge came along or some facts or something, like the world would be a very different place.
1 hour later.
Well, horse racing is a horrible industry populated by assholes that fucking abuse animals for money. But you know, hey, what you gonna do?
But they have
That's
good
life.
style.
Yeah, look good though. Look sharp.
Look good, have nice houses, have a lot of money,
A lot of money. So you know, hey, it all evens out karmically in the end, right?
right? Oh, sure.
Amen.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.